Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
So, well, we still can't enchant very well. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do. I'm going to go put something on these.
Are we breeding these cows that we have?
Yeah, as much as you can. Yeah, because we need to get the leather. I bred them recently. There's a bunch of wheat on the island. If we run out over here, I probably shouldn't have killed them when I did, honestly. But I was trying to get us enough leather.
Wheat on the island.
The main island, like straight. You go straight
Oh,
across.
don't we have a bunch of wheat somewhere around here?
We don't have a lot. We got a little.
I thought we had wheat planted.
You do down over here by the shore. 2 little strips of it.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of sugar cane.
Yeah. I've been breaking that every time, thinking that was going to be the bottleneck, but it's still leather.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could replace some of the potato with
yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, because I thought that was going to be a problem too. Who's your cable provider?
Spectrum.
Okay, so nobody that a normal person has.
Spectrum's pretty widely had. It's just probably not up there, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have a Spectrum in the DC area. So I have
it's on my charter, I believe, actually.
Well, so I have DirecTV, and
right.
So I will tell you, it was really weird. About 6 months ago or so, I noticed on my bill that I was getting a discount for having an AT&T unlimited wireless plan.
Okay.
And I was like, because DirecTV got bought up by AT&T, however long ago. Right. And I was like, we don't actually have AT&T. Like, that's not my that's not my cell phone provider. So this is weird to have this like random $15 a month discount for having this plan that we don't have, as well as like HBO was all of a sudden on my account. And I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, am I getting like, did I get hacked in some way, or somebody's like doing something which wouldn't make sense? Like, why would somebody purchase
add AT&T?
They would add HBO and then also like add something that got me a discount.
Your next door neighbor.
On my
it's the guy that's with the parking issue, and he's just stealing your.
It's like, I'm just gonna give this man some AT&T discounts, like And so I was like, that's kind of weird, but I'm gonna call them and find out what the hell's going on, because as much as I don't want to get rid of a discount, why I don't understand where this discount is coming from all of a sudden. So I called this guy, and he looked at it, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it looks like it's a promotional discount for having AT&T unlimited wireless service plan. As you know, we're a subsidiary of DirecTV or of AT&T or whatever." And I was like, "No, but you don't understand. Like, I don't have AT&T, so I need to understand why I'm getting an AT&T discount, and how did HBO get added to my plan?" And they were like, "Oh, well, HBO got added to your plan because as an AT&T unlimited wireless subscriber, one of the perks on top of a $15 a month is you get a free, premium channel." So there was also some weird discount for, having HBO, but it was actually free. Yeah, and I was getting this $15 a month discount on top of it. And I was like, but like I said, you don't understand. I don't have AT&T, and I need to know where this came from. So
bring your bookshelves over here, by the way.
I just have books, but where are you at?
Oh, I'm over here at the skeleton farm. That's where our enchanting table's at.
I only have 3 books.
We'll make a bookshelf then, I guess, and bring it over here.
Okay. And right, so he looked into it, and he was like, "Oh, I see what happened." He's like, "And this does happen occasionally." He's like, "There's no number associated with this discount. So what that means is at some point," he goes, "I don't know if you were talking to a rep or what, and they promised, a discount of something, but they said that they would, that was the way they could offer you a promotion without actually having, a qualifying wireless plan, but it was, a rep can, has some ability to say that they can give you this promotion and put it in as a wireless promotion, even though you don't have wireless access. That's why there's no phone number associated with this promotion." And I was like, okay, that's weird. I don't remember when this happened or whatever, but okay. And I was like, so tell me, like, when does this expire at some point? And he goes, yeah, it expires. And he was like, you're going to laugh. And he's even telling me this. He's like, it expires in $21.99. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, it basically means it's like an unlimited promotion forever. So this is like something that's going to be, you know, on your account forever. I was like, okay. I was like, notate on my account somewhere that, like, I didn't ask for this because I don't want to get in trouble for, like, falsifying, you know, a promotion need or whatever. But sure, it sounds good to me. So that was like 6 months ago. So all of a sudden, this week, I get a letter saying that they've realized, like, a mistake and, like, that I no longer have a qualifying AT&T wireless, you know, unlimited wireless, like, plan, so they're going to remove the promotion and charge me back just for the last month of it, like the prorated version of the last month. So I owed like $2 or something like that.
Right, but no. You never asked for it. You shouldn't have to pay for it, right?
I called them up today, and I'm staring at my bill, and I do subscribe to NFL Sunday Ticket. This month was the first month of like a 6-month. You know, one of 6 monthly installments of, you know, what you pay for NFL Sunday Ticket, which that sadly could cost a very lot of money, which it was actually supposed to cost a lot less money. And so, for some reason, it didn't cost less money because I was supposed to be on some special promotion with that, too. And that promotion apparently, like, no longer exists. It was supposed to renew at that promotion, but I'm just back to normal price for it. And so Sunday Ticket Max, it cost 6 payments of $65.99 is what they cost.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very expensive. So while we were talking about, you know, canceling it or trying to see if there was any other promotions, you used to be able to get a lot of promotions through DirecTV, either get it free or really discounted rate for like Sunday Ticket. But ever since they got bought up by AT&T, it's like very well known that they are stingy with their promotions anymore. So I wasn't expecting anything about it, but I was like, well, I have him on the phone. I'm going to try to talk to him, and if I can get something, I can get something. Otherwise, I'm just going to cancel it because I have, you know. Last year I didn't actually use it much because I was gone for a lot of weekends, and let's be honest, there's other ways to get games if they're not on local TV that I can like utilize if I need to get those games.
Watch on Twitch.
It was $65.99 for that, plus $17.99 for HBO. Was additions to my bill. And my bill showed me like the breakdown. This is what it cost you this month, and this is the increase or decrease from the previous month. And it showed me an increase on this part by like, you know, $84.99 from last month or whatever. At the bottom, so I'm talking to this guy and asking him about all this, and he's basically just like, oh yeah, you don't have a wireless plan, so that doesn't work. And I was like, no. I tried to explain to him about the phone call from before. He was basically like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you don't have an AT&T wireless plan, therefore you're not eligible for those promotions. And I'm like, I understand that. So just remove that HBO, because I don't want that HBO. Then I only had it because it was free for that thing, but I'm trying to explain to you why like this was on there in the first place. I was like, but yeah, I said, explain to me why my bill went up by so much money. And he's like, well, it's the NFL Sunday Ticket, it's the addition of this. And I'm like, no, I get that. That money adds up. I said, look at the bottom section of the bill. It says government taxes and fees. And he says, yeah. And I said, it said my taxes and fees for this month were $64.99. Shows next to it that is an increase of $48.15 from last month.
That's a lot.
Explain to me where my taxes and fees went up by $48.99. And he goes, well, that's because, you know, the NFL Sunday Ticket, you get taxed for that. The, you know, the HBO price that you're paying for now, or that was on the bill that we're going to prorate or whatever. He's like, but that $17.99 a month gets taxed. And I said, let's add this stuff up for a minute. I said, I'm going to do this in a calculator app so I don't screw up. Excuse me, I'm coughing again.
I'm dying over here.
I was like, my bill increased by $85 and something a month. But my taxes increased by $40-some a month. I said, are you telling me that DirecTV is taxing me 50% on this? And he's like, well, yeah, the taxes, like, they'll go down again now that we're removing that stuff from your bill. And I was like, no. I said, that's not the point. Clearly something is wrong, right? And it took me like 5 times of saying that for him to kind of go, oh, yeah, something doesn't seem right about those numbers, does it? And I'm like, well, no, your tax rate is 50% increase because of it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So he's like, please hold and let me see if I can, figure out what's going on here. He literally puts me on hold for like 10 minutes and comes back and it's just like, I've done some examination, and all I can say is now that we've removed those pieces of your bill, your taxes will come back down to like the normal, the normal rate. And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, the point is, like, something is not right with what you're showing me.
I wonder if they're just ripping people off on taxes.
Well, and I don't know. And then while he's doing this stuff and while he's removing the HBO, I get an email that says that there's like changes to my DirecTV services because while he's like doing this stuff, it's updating me that this stuff is happening. And I glance at the email and I said, I just got this email that said that there's been changes to my DirecTV service and I see that you're taking off the HBO and everything, which is what I asked you to do, like, which is fine. I was like, but it says at the top of this bill, like, something about being under contract, and if I cancel early that I'm going to owe this much money a month, like a 2-year agreement. I said, I've had your service for over 3 years now. I don't have any agreements with you at this point. And he's like, well, let me take a look and see what's going on. I was like, nothing you did just made me have a new agreement. He's like, no, absolutely not. I would have, told you that it would have had an agreement. He's like, let me look. And it looks like you have 13 months left of your 24-month agreement. And I said, what the hell happened last year
11 months
at this
ago
time that I would have had a new agreement. He's like, well, did you get any like new equipment or anything? And I said, well, yeah, I got a replacement for a broken piece of equipment. And he's like, well, let me dig into this a little more. And puts me on hold for like 10 minutes. And he comes back and he's like, oh, yes, I see. It was replacing that broken equipment restarted your 2-year agreement. And I said,
how can they do that?
I said, whoa. You replaced a non-functional piece of equipment, and you're telling me that started a 2-year agreement that I was not informed of. I said, do you have an agreement from me saying that I approve of an extended 2-year agreement for this? Well, no, sir, but they sent you an email. And I said, do you think sending an email constitutes accepting of an agreement? Well, we don't have anything that shows that you officially accepted, but a new equipment policy is that, if you get new equipment that you extend your agreement. And I said, if I got new equipment, I said, what did I get? I said, I got replacement of one faulty piece of equipment that you had to replace. If I was extending my new 2-year agreement because of that, I would have had you replace every piece of equipment that I have. Because there'd be no reason for me to replace.
You probably would have canceled your service and started over.
Well,
I said
there'd be no reason for me to just replace one piece of equipment. Why wouldn't I just replace them all and start over? And I said, on top of that, new customers get NFL Sunday Ticket for free. Why wouldn't I have just gotten a new promotion last year for NFL Sunday Ticket, which I paid for, like completely out of pocket at full rate? And the guy, was funny because he like understood, and it's not him. He didn't do it. He's just the guy I happened to be talking to. He goes, that makes sense. He's like, I don't know. I completely understand what you're saying. Let me see if I can do anything. Puts me on hold this time. It felt like 20 minutes, but it was probably still only 10 because I was at work and I was doing all this other stuff. And he comes back and he goes, well, I looked and I tried and I just, unfortunately, there's no promotions that I can offer you right now. And I was like, what do you mean there's no promotions you can offer me right now? I was like, are you going to get me out of this contract? I shouldn't be on a contract. I said I have no plans on canceling, but I do not feel like I should be on a contract right now. Like, this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I was looking and I was trying to see if there was any way I can get you NFL Sunday Ticket for free because that is one of the new promotions, but it's just not coming up, so I just can't do it. So is there anything else I can help you with? And I was like, you helped me with nothing. I called you.
Nothing for me.
I called you. We've been on the phone for over an hour at this point. All these problems are coming up, and all that's happened is I've canceled HBO and I've canceled NFL Sunday Ticket.
Which are things you didn't even... Well, the Sunday Ticket you asked for.
Sunday Ticket I
didn't even ask for.
But it was like, I'm canceling this stuff, And I find out that I also have 13 months left on an agreement I shouldn't have 13 months left on. And he's like, yes, sir, I tried to do what I could do, but there was just no promotions that popped up. I'm like, you realize from a customer service perspective, you've just held me on the phone for an hour to give me nothing, right? He was like, I'm sorry with your dissatisfaction, sir, and I'm sorry the previous agent didn't tell you. I'm like, I just want you to know, you realize you've given me nothing, right? So I was like reiterating it to this guy. And I told him, and I said, and I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you. Like, I understand that you're not the problem. Like, you're a person I'm talking to on the phone, but from a customer service perspective, like, this is kind of bullshit, right? And he agreed.
And still gave you nothing.
But yeah,
and then the call was over.
But gave me nothing. So literally today, I am now no longer have HBO, no longer have a $15 a month discount, no longer have NFL Sunday Ticket. Yet I have 13 months left on an agreement that I didn't know that I had.
That feels very illegal in some way. Like, it feels like you got bamboozled and no one told you anything.
Well, I agree, because there's no reason I would have agreed to a 2-year agreement without getting the promotions that are involved with coming to a new 2-year agreement. I remember, like, we talked about this on the video when I had the problem with this faulty DirecTV box that I had to get replaced. I don't know if you remember us having this conversation, but because they were trying to tell me that I needed to purchase it, and I was telling them that no, like, that's bullshit. I don't own these boxes. I don't need to purchase it. And they were like, well, but that's the way it works with the service. And I said, tell you, if I canceled my service right now, this is what I told them. If I canceled my service right now, would I have to send you those boxes back? And I said, well, yeah, because you don't own them. And I said, exactly. I don't own them. You need to replace the faulty, broken one. Like, I don't owe money to get a faulty thing fixed if I cancel my service and I still owe that back to you. I don't own this box.
Right. Yeah, your best course of action, if not under an agreement, is to cancel and restart over, basically.
Yeah, I should. At that point, I should, and I wish now at this point I would have, instead of convincing them to give me a new box.
Did.
Yeah, I essentially did for one replacement box.
Yeah.
Replacement, which I had to send them back the faulty one. It's not like I'm still holding on to the faulty one. It had to go back.
Well,
just
I mean, what would you do with it anyways?
Yeah, it was broken. It didn't fucking work. Like,
right.
And it's not like
That's one of those things where they probably have like some kind of insurance you can buy that's like $20 a month, and if you buy that, then they replace them for free.
I remember them talking about the insurance. They didn't push it that hard. They didn't push it that hard though, because I still don't have the insurance. So they couldn't have pushed it that hard.
Well, that was the thing with my cable service. Until I got business, they would let you buy your own modem. Once I switched to business, they would no longer let you buy your own modem, and they try to push that insurance. They're like, well, if we ever have to replace the box, I mean, you're gonna have to buy it.
You're like, no, I'm fucking not. Like, that's not the way.
Well, that's the thing. They won't provision a modem that's not theirs.
That's illegal. That is illegal.
If it is or not.
They have to let you bring your own equipment.
Not for business, I don't think.
It's
in the agreement
for
that
the business side. Good question.
Right.
I don't know.
I always had my own modem until I switched to business. Now, granted, the business service is way better and way cheaper, and just everything about it's better, other than the fact that I have this modem that I'm no longer in control of, and if it does break, I'm gonna have to pay somebody.
Yeah, but for you, it's just kind of funny because out here, remember, we're sitting at I got a gig up and down as my home residential service.
Right.
It's kind of weird, but I would bet you that whatever happened a year ago with that box, maybe I did somehow get some promotion. That's probably where that $15 off a month came from in free HBO.
And that they just took away.
That they just took away now, like, so it's kind of like that was pointless. And it wasn't even. It's funny because it wasn't even a year, because they just made me pay back what they had discounted for this month, so it would have only been on my record for 11 months, these promotions. So they can't even tell me they gave me a year of something. Like, none of it makes sense.
And how much HBO did you watch in the last year?
The only thing we watched on HBO was once we realized we had it, which was by fluke when I looked at the bill and saw the whole thing. Sesame Street's on HBO. So I used the account to log into HBO Go and watch Sesame Street, let Jack watch Sesame Street.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah, other than that, like, I don't watch, the fuck's it called? Flying Dragon shit. Yeah, Game of Thrones. I don't watch that show. I never did, so I didn't have HBO to watch Game of Thrones.
Right. I also did not watch Game of Thrones. So yeah, I also don't have HBO. It's crazy to me the difference in service that I got between, like, my bill got $100 cheaper a month. I got cable added. I was supposed to get telephone added too, but I could never get my telephone company to release my number, so I never did actually get the telephone service. But it would only be another like $10 a month from what I'm paying right now. So my bill got,
being on the bundle made it way cheaper.
Yeah. $100 cheaper. My internet got 200 gigs down faster and 50 gigs up faster. Like, everything about it's just insanely better and $100 cheaper a month.
Yeah.
And I have like things I did not have before, like the cable.
It's amazing.
Stuff's bizarre.
It's amazing. Like, I would, if I didn't have this 13-month agreement hanging over my head now that we don't need Sunday Ticket, because I canceled Sunday Ticket, like, this is the good first year we're going to go without Sunday Ticket. Now that I don't need that, which is a DirecTV only thing, I would have, after today's conversation, I would have canceled and gotten Verizon Fios TV. Because I can get a bundle for way cheaper than we're paying for DirecTV. DirecTV is actually super expensive, and one of the only reasons we tolerated it was because we really liked the fact that we got Sunday Ticket.
Well, I don't understand why business is cheaper. I always thought it would be the other way around. And I think there was a time many years ago whenever I looked into business with my DSL provider, and it was like that, where it's like you want to pay 5 times more a month and get business service that's slightly better. In fact, I don't think it was even better up and down. It was better in turnaround time if there was downtime. That was all they offered. Like, we'll get you back up within 48 hours versus whenever. If you're just a personal customer.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
So it was weird that and they don't advertise the business. So, like, I just lucked into, like, where I had that problem where my internet was messed up for like a month, and the guy that kept coming out, he was like, "Why don't you have business service? It's so much faster." And I'm like, "Well, why is what I don't understand.
Why aren't you advertising business service?
Well, yeah, that's one. Why are you not advertising? But two, why don't you offer those speeds to non-business customers anyways? Like, why are you holding on to those speeds? Like,
that is true. Are you guys rocking for business where you're at, or they don't want to take up the bandwidth for?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's very, very strange to me what the thought process for all of this is, but God, I keep hearing these spiders and I can't find them.
So I'm trying to breed as many cows as I can.
Right.
I wish once you bred the cows, they no longer were interested in the wheat in your hand.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like, I'll tell you, I like boobies, but once my sentient lizard has come out, I don't need to see the boobies for a little while. I'm good.
Oh God. Yeah, I think I don't know. It seems like all of those companies are kind of scammy in some way, shape, or form. Like, no matter what you do.
I remember DirecTV used to be so, like, easy to deal with. And Comcast, even as much as I used to hate Comcast, after a while, Comcast was so, I literally call them up after my promotion ended and be like, yeah, my promotion just ended. And the last time I had this guy because he used to try to, I'm going to cancel, and they'd be like, let's send you to the retentions department. Like, the last time I called, it was when I had Comcast. It was, yeah, my promotion just ended. I wanted to see what I could do. And he goes, oh, yeah, you want to get back on that same promotion again? And I was like, sure. And he goes, like, done, another year, you got it. And it was like a 3-minute phone call with the first guy that I got in contact with. It's just because I think they're so used to that, and that's kind of, they're one of those, we make enough money off of this, but if you forget and we make more, that's great, but we still are making money off of the promotional price. So
right. And as far as employees are concerned, for the most part, they don't, I mean,
I think they get dinged for having people cancel.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I canceled my Sirius the other day. I think it was actually stemmed from a conversation you and I had where I remembered that I needed to cancel before it auto-renewed for
funny thing is, after we had that conversation, the next day my calendar alert went off to call and renew.
That's funny. So yeah, I called to cancel, and that is the hardest service on the internet to cancel, I think.
Like, you mean on the internet? You can't cancel it on the internet.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You have to call them.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's like step one. That's one of the reasons why it's ridiculously hard is you have to make that phone call. That you can't just do it. You can do everything. You can order it online. You can sign up, start it up online. Sure can end it online. And then whenever you call to cancel, that's the hardest company to be like, listen, I want to be free.
Want out.
Set me free. Yeah. And they're like, but what can we do? Like, it got to the point where she's like, so just name a price. I'm like, negative
free.
$15. And I went to the negatives. It's like, you pay me $15 and I'll keep listening.
Did they give it to you?
Damn. She was like, well, is there anything else we can do? And I was like, okay. I did say free at one point, and she's like, well, we do not have free. And I'm like, well, you do not have me. I was like, I literally don't listen to it anymore.
I re-signed up for my same promotion before, which I'm okay with because what it gives me is in the football season, it's every game is on somewhere on Sirius XM in case I'm driving in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like the comedy channels. I don't listen to them that much anymore, though. So the next time after football season's over, I'm definitely going to cancel it.
Right.
But I think my next one takes me through like mid-January or something like that. So again, I marked it up on the calendar to say, hey, when does this thing end?
That was the funny part, too. When I did cancel, she's like, so when do you want it to end? And I'm like, well, I've paid you until November. She's like, oh, so you want to go till November? I'm like, well, yeah, I paid you. You're going to give me a refund? And she's like, oh, no, we cannot give you a refund.
Yeah, that was... Okay. So that was the weird thing with me, too, is I called a week before mine ended, and they reset me up to be 6 months from the week prior. And I was like, so the day I called, it was 6 months from then. And I was like, no. Add the 6-month promotion to the end of my current promotion, or whatever it is, like, because I want it to be like on this time frame. But they don't do it like that. It has to be the day you called that they extended from. So I think I actually lost a week because of the way it was, and I didn't trust myself to remember to call back in a week to not waste more money. I think I lost a week total of money.
Well, I at least, my subscription goes until November, and then it ends. We actually used it for the first time this week when we were driving in the Outer Banks because we ran out of books. But that's the first time that's happened in a long time, so I'm not super worried about it in my Audible. Normally what I'll have when I write a book, I'll just go ahead and buy 3 more credits, but it's like in like 4 days I get my new credits. So I was like, I'm not going to do that right now when I'm just about to get new ones. Is there
a book channel?
I don't think so. I actually was thinking that last time. We just listen to Kids Place Live normally. So it's... I don't ever listen to it. The only channel I've ever listened to on there is like Alt Nation. I've tried the comedy stuff, and it seems so dated that it just doesn't. It
is very dated, and for some reason they go in runs of like the same comedy, like 30-second clip will play every day at the same time on all the channels. Like not at the same time, but like you'll go from one to the other to like all the comedy channels, and you hear the same comedian's clip from like 1994. Like if you listen to the series regularly, it's very weird.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't. And a lot of the comedy, I don't know, it wasn't my style. I guess I was like, this is not funny. I'm not amused.
Yeah. It was okay. And that's why I don't listen to it anymore because it's got kind of old, and I'm just like, over it.
I feel like that's the service that's going to go away. It's like the AOL of radio or something.
Well, it is because like now everybody just has their car connected and they can listen to Spotify, Pandora, any streaming stations. You don't need XM satellite radio anymore, Sirius XM.
I guess that was the good thing. When we listened to it, we were like on a ferry, so we weren't connected. We were in the middle of the ocean, basically. So it was convenient because we could. I just found not a ravine, a mine shaft that is literally like 10 blocks long, and that is it. There's no more mine shaft. It's very weird.
I'm trying to breed as many of these cows as I can. Do we still get leather from mushrooms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, breed both of them.
Breed them as well. I didn't realize that mushrooms didn't breed with normal cows. I thought there would just be like a chance.
I thought they would too, and I was trying that, and it didn't work. But yeah, I don't know. I think Sirius will be a thing that we tell our kids about. There used to be this radio service, or our kids will tell.
There used to be this guy named Howard Stern, the only thing keeping satellite radio still going.
Well, that's kind of true.
It's so sad. I was never into Howard Stern, and he used to be on.
Me either.
He was on the daytime talk station in the area that I had, I used to listen to the talk station all the time, and Howard Stern was like my least favorite. And what I've heard now, and God, this might be a topic for a different day. I've heard that Howard Stern now is basically going back and, you know, kind of apologizing for how he used to be on the radio, because he feels like it was terrible and immature, and now he wants to be like more, you know, very informative and this and that. And it's like, I get that to an extent, but that's what made you who you are. Like, you are only famous on the platform to be able to have this change of heart because that's what you were.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I wonder what prompted that.
I don't know. He probably just, you know... I mean, PewDiePie, doesn't he do the same thing? Doesn't he look back at his old videos and get mad about the old guy who used to just scream?
I don't actually know.
The young guy who used to scream at videos and stuff. And I love PewDiePie's videos. Like, I think they're, like... They're made exceptionally well. I think they're fucking comedy gold. Like, I like them. I really do.
Have you watched his Minecraft stuff?
From, like, way back when?
No, that's all he's done for, like, the last 2 months is Minecraft.
Oh, no. I've not watched him in a long time. I will say that. I was watching him when he was doing kind of, like, 3 times a week.
I haven't seen his Minecraft stuff, but apparently it's really popular. People are liking it.
Well, it's
not
PewDiePie,
tweeting about it, but...
Of course it's popular.
I don't listen to anything.
It's him. Like,
Right.
But from what I've heard, like, he is not happy with himself and how he was back in the day, which is funny. You can look back. I can look back at my old videos and be like, holy, I hated my old microphone. I hated my old recording setup. Like, I thought all that stuff was terrible. But without that, I would not be where I am now.
Right. Yeah, you gotta, exactly. I mean, it's crazy how he ended up where he was in the first place, because a lot of it had to do with mistakes in the algorithm because of the way his country changed when he moved.
I've heard that got debunked, but I've heard the same thing, that he was like the #1 because it was based on where somebody was from, and he moved and became the #1 again from a different country.
That's what I've always been told. I don't actually know. I mean, I know people that got super popular whenever, like, YouTube streaming first started, because it counted every chat,
every chat as engagement or whatever.
Right.
That GTA guy.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that one is definitely true. That I wish I had jumped on that bandwagon, because I mean, that's a lot of money missed out on. But by the time I knew about it, the time had passed, basically. So,
didn't you at one point change your country to like Canada?
No, that wasn't me.
Somebody said they did that because that was at a point they were like really promoting. I mean, honestly, isn't that how Paws and Beef got like really popular, kind of out of nowhere? Was because they got that did happen. Broadband confirmed that, actually, that they had gotten pushed in that region. Yeah, which I do think I
looked into it, actually, though. Right. And now you're saying that, I do remember looking into what it takes, but you can't just change it on a whim. You have to actually like live in that place. So yeah, but yeah, it's crazy how the algorithm works. But people tell me at this point that they can't, like, you know, like there was this guy, Brandon. I've showed you his videos, Brandon, whatever his name is, Brandon Ferris, whatever. And after I watched like 2 or 3 of his videos, my whole front page is just like, watch more of him. But people say they can watch 100 of my videos, and I never shows like, hey, watch Guude anymore. And I don't know if it's just the point where I have too many videos or what it is, but YouTube doesn't care about me no more.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube ever cared about me.
Yeah.
Man, I have the same problem that you had a couple weeks ago. The lighthouse isn't moving for me.
Huh. Yeah, it's very weird. It's just a Minecraft glitch, I guess. Anyways, we gotta get out of here. I have found a cave, and I hear all these mob sounds, and I cannot find them. And I have not found any diamonds. I found 2 stacks of iron and half a stack of gold, and that's it.
I think it's one mob, one of the babies with like a tape recorder.
Just toying with you.
Yeah, he's just fucking with you. It's just like, let's do it, guys.
Anyways, all right, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.